Hello everyone and welcome to Ian's Bricks. My name is Ian. So today I'd like to talk about some more retiring Lego sets that are planned to retire at the end of 2024. This is a list that's been produced by Brick Fanatic. So I'll leave a link to the full list of all the potential retiring 2024 Lego sets in the description of this video. But today I just want to concentrate on the Lego sets from the Icons range. It was the sort of the more up-to-date version or name for the what used to be called Creator Expert set. So these are generally some of the larger sets, and they usually do have quite a nice range within the Icons range. They have things like modular buildings and things like that, but there's a list at the moment of 8 sets that will be potentially retiring at the end of 2024. So I'm going to talk through the pros and cons of each set, what I think about them, and whether they're going to be a good set to get before they retire. You might be wanting to buy one of the sets to build yourself, or you might, like me, be a Lego investor and you like to buy sets which hopefully will appreciate in value once they've actually retired off the shelves. Now, with any list of Lego retiring sets, it's not 100% accurate, especially at the start of the year. Obviously we're in January at the moment, so there is likelihood that this list will change as the months go on, so just bear that in mind. This isn't a sort of an exact sort of thing of what will happen at the end of December 2024, but it gives you a good idea of what sets are likely to be retiring. So I'm going to start from the oldest set, or the set that's been out the longest first, and it's set 10274, and that's the Ghostbusters Ecto 1. The set retails at £209.99 in the UK, $239.99 in US dollars and in euros. The set has 2,352 pieces. It was originally released at the end of 2020, so this will have been on the shelves for a good sort of 4 years, so quite a while. Nice set this, I do like this. No minifigures with this, I don't think, but it is a very nice set, a nice build. I haven't built it myself, but it does look pretty good. This is something, a set, especially in the UK, that has been discounted on many occasions. It is available at Argos and at Amazon, as well as obviously Lego.com, and it is a set that has been heavily reduced in the past. I've seen it probably as low as about £140 a while ago, but even now I think you can get it for around about the £160, £170 mark. So if you are going to be getting this set, do look out for deals wherever you are in the world, because I think it is a set that's probably relatively easy to get hold of at a cheaper price. As for the set itself, I do think it's a nice set, and I think despite the set being on shelves for about 4 years, I think it will be something that people will still want. They've done different versions of the Ghostbusters car in the past, like for Lego Ideas and things like that, and on the secondary market they always do well. So I think this is going to be the same. Even though there's no minifigures with this, I think it still could do quite well. It might take a little bit longer to appreciate in value like some other sets, but I still think it's definitely got potential there. There's lots of play features with this particular set which I really like, so I think this is potentially one to watch out for, and one that you can get at a reduced price as well. Next on the list, 10283, it's the NASA Space Shuttle Discovery. This is a set that's $169.99 in the UK, $199 in US dollars and euros, 2,354 pieces, so another quite a large set. This was released in April of 2021, so this will have been on shelves for, well, for nearly 4 years once it retires, sort of 3.5 years. The set in the UK is available from Lego.com, but it's also a Smith's Toys exclusive. The problem with that, of course, means that they do have some discounts every once in a while, but they generally only are quite small. You maybe get 10 or 20% off if you're lucky. So this might be a set that you probably end up getting from Lego.com and maybe linking it in with double VIP points or gift with purchase, things like that. The set itself I think looks really nice. The only downside for this particular set for me was there are a load of these sort of silver stickers that you put on the inside of the doors on the top of the doors that open up on the top of the space shuttle, and I think they're because they're curved and they're quite difficult to get on. So that's the only sort of negative for the actual set itself, but I think as a whole the set looks great. It's a space set, it's a space shuttle, it's just so iconic, and I think this set will do pretty well once it retires. I don't really hear a lot of people talking about this set, but I don't see why, because it does look a nice set. Again, it's the set I haven't built. I'm just looking at the list actually. I haven't actually built any of these sets myself, which is normally quite strange because I normally do at least buy one or two of these kind of icon sets. But anyway, yeah, so the Space Shuttle Discovery, I think this is probably going to be a winner. Again, I think you'd probably want to try and get this at a discounted price if possible. Whether Smith's Toys in the UK will ever have it discounted, I don't know. If you're outside the UK, the likelihood is this set will also be an exclusive at a particular store or online retailer. So keep an eye out for where that is available. But yeah, I think that could do quite well. Next on the list is 10303. This is the Loop Coaster, the roller coaster. This is $344.99 in the UK, $399 in US dollars and in euros, 3,756 pieces, so it's the largest set by far on this list. This was released in July of 2022, so once this retires at the end of 24, this will be around about 2.5 year shelf life. Relatively short for a big set like this. I potentially don't think this set has done as well maybe as Lego had hoped. It's a great looking set, it does amazing features on it, but it's just so big, it's massive, it's really tall. I think if you've got a theme park or a Lego display, something like that, it would be great, but I just think it's maybe suffers from just being a little bit too large. I can see why Lego did this. They probably, you know, people when they did the first roller coaster Lego, people say, oh, we want a looping roller coaster, so they did a looping roller coaster, but it just probably ended up a little bit too large. Will I be getting any of these sets? I really don't know. In the UK, it's a Smith's Toys exclusive, so if there are discounts to be had, they're going to be very few and far between. So this may be again a set that you pick up from Lego.com and get some exclusive gifts with purchase and things like that. But yeah, I mean, I just think it's just a lot of, if you're buying this for investment, then it's a lot of money to be put into one side for a set that I don't think may be that popular. Normally fairground rides do quite well, but even the older roller coaster, the red one from a few years ago, that has increased in value since it's retired, but it's not gone amazingly well. So maybe err on the side of caution of this one. But of course, if lots of people aren't buying this set, then it could be a set that does increase in value. But it's such an expensive set to start with, and a big set to store as well if you are Lego investing. Obviously, if you're buying this to build, I think now would be a good time to start saving for it and get it before the end of the year. Next on the list, 10304, the Chevrolet Camaro. It's $149.99 in the UK, $169.99 in US dollars and in euros, 1,456 pieces, and was released in August of 2022. So again, around about 2.5 year shelf life if this leaves the shelves. Not bad, this set. I mean, as cars go, it's not one of the most appealing. I think there have been better cars out there in the past. I think this car probably would appeal more for the North American market, maybe than it would be in Europe. It's not a car that you readily sort of see on roads, certainly around the UK. I don't know anyone that's got one of these cars. I think the build looks quite nice. No many figures with this. Yeah, this is a set that is an Amazon exclusive here in the UK. So again, all these exclusive sets, if you're outside the UK, have a look and find out where they are exclusives at, because it will be somewhere, maybe in the US it's somewhere like Target or something like Barnes and Noble, perhaps something like that. So keep an eye out for where these sets are actually available. Again, I think this is a set that you'd be wanting to get at a reduced price, certainly here in the UK. I think it'll be interesting. There was a Ford Mustang that retired, literally just retired at the end of this December, and I'll probably be looking to see how that does on the secondary market before maybe going into the Chevrolet. It's not something that automatically appeals to me. I think vehicles in the past, these larger vehicles, as nice as they are, they just don't seem to do that well on the secondary market. We've got things like the VW Beetle and the London Bus, for example, two very nice looking sets, but neither of them have really gone stratospheric since they retired a while ago. So I always err on the side of caution with vehicles, and also visually, because it's quite a dark looking car, it might not be that appealing as well. But again, because if people aren't buying it, not many people are buying it, then it might be a good set to invest in because not many people have got them. So you've always got that flip side of that coin. Next on the list, 10306, the Atari 2600. This is a set that's £209.99 here in the UK, £239.99 in the US and in euros. 2,352 pieces this set, so quite big. It was released in August of 2022. Now, I've always liked this set. Obviously, I'm of a certain age, and I remember when Ataris were around first time. I never actually had one, but I don't think this set has performed particularly well for Lego. This was a set that was on last year's retirement list at the start of the year, but it was taken off that retirement list. However, I definitely can see it retiring this year. This is a set that is only available in the UK from Lego.com, and it looks to be available from Zavvi and John Lewis. I don't think there are any other retailers that sell it for whatever reason, but I might be wrong. So it's available in a couple of places, but this is a set that Lego themselves have actually had reduced on more than one occasion. I think the last time was the Boxing Day sale recently, and it was down by about 30%. So I just don't think this has been particularly well received. I actually quite like the look of it. It's got a lot of parts to it, pieces, lots of it's not just the box itself. There's little bits that you can add onto it and build separately, and a little Easter egg as well, which is quite a nice looking set. But I just think the the nostalgia value for something like an Atari is probably very limited to a certain age group, and I think that's probably why it doesn't lend itself to being something that a lot of people will want. The Nintendo NES, for example, which I have and I built, I think that was a really nice build, and I built that, and it's just fantastic. So I think if you are going to get something, maybe get that instead. But yeah, not bad. Would I get one of these? I might like to maybe get one or two of them. I'd be looking at quite a hefty discount if I did, though. I say this is available from Zavvi here in the UK. They do have some good discounts sometimes, but their post and packing tends to be ropey at best, I think, and takes quite a while, and very often get damaged sets. I tend not to buy from them very often. John Lewis is another retailer that sells them here in the UK. They tend not to have massive discounts, so you're not looking at great things. Again, it might be, this set will probably be reduced on Lego.com, so keep an eye out for any reductions and any gifts with purchase and things like that. Nice set though, but I don't think it's got a mass appeal. Next on the list, 10308, the Holiday Main Street. This is a set that retails at $89.99 in the UK, $99.99 in US dollars and in euros, 1,514 pieces, and it was released in October of 2022. And this is the ongoing cycle of the Winter Village sets. There's always one of these every year that they release, and then they always retire the oldest one at the end of the year. I quite like this set. I don't think a lot of people do like this set. This is the one with the tram in it. I think because, I don't know, it just hasn't seemed to have been as well received as maybe some of the other holiday sets. And also, I don't think holiday sets do that well, especially in the UK after they've retired. They do take a while to increase in value. I think it's because they do another one every year. So, you know, there's a lot of these things around, even though they are different looking. I still quite like the set, though. It's available in the UK. It's a John Lewis exclusive, obviously, as well as being available from Lego and Lego.com. So, again, if you're outside the UK, to take a look out and find out where that set is an exclusive, because you might be able to get additional discounts and things like that. I might be picking up a couple of these, but I don't think I'll be going mad. I think it's a nice little set, a little bit unusual with the tram, but I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to sort of set the world alight, particularly after retirement once it goes. Certainly if you're buying this to build, now would be probably a good time to think about getting it, because obviously as we get up to the run up to Christmas, when holiday sets are obviously more popular, you might find that they maybe disappear from shelves earlier if they have been reasonably popular. Next on the list, and this was a bit of a surprise for me, was 10320. That's the Eldorado Fortress. This is a set that's $189.99 in the UK, $214.99 in US dollars and in euros, 2,509 pieces, so quite a big set. Was released in July of 2023. So if this does retire at the end of this year, it will have had a 1.5 year shelf life. That is very short in Lego terms for such a big set. This could potentially be one of the sets that they extend, so do keep an eye on that. I don't think I'll be buying any at the start of this year unless there's any huge discounts. This is a set that is apparently a Lego exclusive, so you will only ever be able to get it from Lego.com. So the only way you're probably ever going to get a discount is by using cashback and using some of your insider points to buy it. I think this has got winner written all over it personally. If it does retire, it's an iconic set, such a short shelf life for a big set. I think it will be very, very popular. Quite a hefty price tag on it though, so maybe that might put a few people off buying this, but I think this could do particularly well. Anything sort of pirate themed, anything like that, always tends to do very, very well after it retires, and something like this I don't think will come around again, so I think you are sort of looking at this could potentially be quite a good set. But yeah, it's a larger set, it's quite a hefty price to start with, and discounts may be few and far between, so that might put a lot of people off, so just sort of bear that in mind. Again, it's something that you're probably not going to be buying lots and lots of, but certainly I will want to at least get a few of these, I think, because I definitely think they'll be good if they do retire at the end of this year, but I'm very on the fence as to whether it will or not. I think they might change that as the year goes on. Last on the list then is set number 10321, and that's the Corvette. Set is priced at $129.99 in the UK, $149.99 in US dollars and in euros, 1,210 pieces. It was released in August of 2023, so an even shorter shelf life than the Eldorado Fortress. As vehicles go, obviously we talked about the Chevrolet before. I actually really like the look of this. I think it looks a lot better than the Chevrolet. I think it's just got lots more appeal to it, and the fact it's got a much shorter shelf life now. And even though these cars aren't readily available, say in the UK and Europe, I think it's probably more recognisable, more of a sort of appealing looking vehicle than say the Chevrolets, and it's a little bit cheaper as well. Now this is also apparently in the UK Lego exclusive, so you shouldn't be able to find this outside of Lego and Lego.com, but as I say, slightly cheaper price than the Chevrolet, and I think it just looks a little bit nicer. I think there's certainly, as vehicles go, for me it's one of the better ones. Again, I probably won't be going too mad with this one, but I think this is something that could potentially do quite well. Now again, I'm a little bit sketchy as to whether this will retire at the end of the year. Very short shelf life. I mean, it released in August. I mean, it's less than 18 months. That is a very, very short shelf life for a large Lego set like that. So I'd be very, very cagey at the moment of buying too many of these, just in case it was removed from this retirement list, because Lego do have a tendency to change their minds quite often. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the list. Which one of these sets is my favourite? I think probably the Eldorado Fortress as an actual set, and I think that the Corvette and the Ghostbusters car are probably going to be my favourites for potentially Lego investing. So that's just sort of my ideas at this moment in time. I say this list is subject to change, so do bear that in mind. But yeah, that's it for that list. So basically, I will be doing more lists. So obviously, I haven't done one for Star Wars yet. I haven't done one for Harry Potter. So there's all these different themes I will cover. I'll do a separate video for each one, just because there can be quite a lot of sets and each different theme. But that's it now for the icons. Please let me know in the comments which is your favourite set, which one you'll be buying, and which one you'll be, if you are a Lego investor, which one you're going to be going to invest in. But that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.